What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning into this episode of Twin Finance. I am Jackson. Today we're going to talk a little bit of M&A. M&A stands for mergers and acquisitions, if you didn't already know that. And I'm just going to run through the quick types of mergers, and then I'm going to run through acquisitions for you. I'm going to give you an example of each so that you understand. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the channel. If you have an opinion, leave it in the comment section below. As always, give it a like if you liked it. Let's get right into it, guys. So first type of merger is a vertical merger. So vertical merger is when two companies make, say, specific products basically for one overall product, and then they say, hey, instead of doing this, let's just become one entity and produce that product, right? So an example could be, hey, say this one company A makes tires, wheels, suspensions, frames, and body parts, right, for a car. And then another company produces engines, interior, windows. They produce all the other accessory things for the car, right? So these companies, instead of saying, hey, let's produce this product for this company and I'll sell my product to all these companies, why don't we just merge our companies and produce vehicles, right? So that, like, I don't have any examples off the top of my head of real life examples, but that's definitely an example that would be a vertical merger. So you got one company producing one product, one producing another, they merge and just produce that product to the market. So that's how it works there. Okay, so we covered vertical mergers. The second kind is horizontal mergers. Horizontal merger. So with horizontal mergers, it's when direct competitors merge together, usually for the sole purpose of gaining market capitalization, increasing revenues, and just being able to weather more storms, right? Like when you have a bigger company, depression comes around, you got way more revenue coming in and stuff like that, you're going to be able to weather that storm more easily than, say, a company that's 1 billion market cap or something like that, right? So an example of this in the real world, I can remember one off the top of my head right now, is Potash and Agrium. Those are two Canadian like farm-based companies. I believe they produce like fertilizer and like like minerals and stuff like that are used in fertilizer. They were direct competitors, and they said, hey, you know what? If we merge, we'd be the biggest company of our kind in the world. So that would basically, that we'd be like more immune to market crashes, stuff like that, right? So these companies were roughly equal. One of them, like I believe Nutrien is the company they became, but I believe it was made up more of Agrium shares, and then Potash was a smaller like division of that merger. But when they merged together, now they're all one company. So say Potash would have been more susceptible because they were smaller to market declines and stuff like that. Now that they're all one bigger company, they're just going to be affected less, right? So obviously they'll merge the board of directors, merge everything. Those companies are now going to be controlled as one solo entity and not two separate ones. So that's basically it for mergers. There's other kinds, such as like conglomerate mergers and stuff like that. I'm not going to get too much into that in this video. If you'd like to know the different kinds, just look up different types of mergers, and I'm sure you'll stumble upon some information that I didn't cover in this video. So now we're done mergers, I'm going to just hop right over and get right into acquisitions. So acquisitions are quite simple, guys. So basically one company that's usually a bigger company. There has been cases where smaller companies will acquire bigger companies, but it's more rare. For the most part, a bigger company says, hey, I like that smaller company. Instead of building all the buildings and doing everything and building that company from the ground up, I want to include them in our operations. I'm just going to buy them, right? Like I'm not going to go, oh, now I got to build a business plan, relaunch everything, get it up for ground up. You know what I mean? They just say, I'll buy them, we'll incorporate them in our operations, and then that's how it works. So there's a few examples of this, right? So like Facebook bought out WhatsApp, right? So WhatsApp was killing the game and everyone was like, yeah, good app, everything. Facebook said, hey, I like it. This guy probably has a price. Let's buy it. That's a good piece that we can add to our company to diversify and things of this nature, right? So instead of going to create another app, they just said, hey, WhatsApp, what's your price? Bought WhatsApp. Now they have WhatsApp included in their operations, all their revenue, all their profits. That's going to be going directly to Facebook. Another example of this, it's actually happening right now. It's Fifth Third Bancorp and MB Financial. So Fifth Third Bancorp, same thing as Facebook, said, hey, I like MB Financial. let's incorporate them in our company, let's just buy them flat out, right? So these things generally, they will take some time, right? Like there's a lot of legal work and stuff like that. They're not just going to walk up, okay, here's 5 billion cash, everyone get out, like, now this is my company. Like, obviously it's not how it works. So yeah, so when these things happen, usually there'll be an exchange of, hey, I'll give your company's X amount of shares for Y amount of shares of your company, right? So that's how they don't usually walk up with cash and give it to the company and then everything's done from there, right? So usually that's how those things work. If you think I didn't cover anything in this video and you have more questions, you can still message me personally or leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.